Hey guys, welcome to the second part of this tutorial course. So this video is called Philosophy. I wanted to spend a little bit of time just discussing the right way, in my opinion, to mentally approach doing drums for your tracks or for your EDM tracks. For the longest time, I started with the kick or the snare. That's literally like the first thing I would do when I opened up my DAW. And I did that for years because that's just what people said to do. And I produce hip hop. And so in hip hop, that's something that you obviously want to do because hip hop is a very groove oriented genre where the percussion, the rhythm, the drums, it's more intricate more often than not, or it's more intricate more often than EDM is. So that's, I feel like some people take that approach with a genre that's a kick and a snare and some hi-hats, right? Like if you're doing progressive, it's, there's my terrible beatboxing again, but it's not that complicated of a groove. So it's like, I know I'm going to have a kick on the one and, the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'm going to have a snare on the 1, the 2, and so forth. So boom, ka, right? So why do I need to start there? That's not the most important element of a song anyway. So I can't stress this enough. If you guys start with drums, just try this. Try starting with the melodic content of your song. I know it might sound weird that I'm saying start with the melodic content of your song or your production, because this is a tutorial course for drums, but believe me, it really helps. Because what it does is, if you start with a kick and a snare at a certain tempo, you may not find certain pockets, or you may, just stay at 128 BPM, and you might not try 126 or 129 or 130 or 125, where you could hit this pocket or you could do this really cool syncopated thing. So even if you're not great at playing the keys, I would start with the melody or the chords or something melodic, because when's the last time you heard a song and your ears glossed over the vocals, the lyrics, the melody, the drop lead and all that, and just went straight to the kick? Probably 9 times out of 10, I would say 10 times out of 10, you're going to be drawn to the song for the melodic elements, and then you're going to dissect it being a producer and be like, wow, that kick is so good, or that snare is so wide, or, etc. I know I do that. I know other producers do that. It's just what we do. But that's why I think you should try starting with the melodic content. Another reason why you want to start with the melodic content: your kick needs to be in the tonic of your key. And I know some people think that this, is a pointless thing to do, but it isn't, especially in genres like main room and big room, where you have a noticeable pitch or tune to your drum. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, let's say I write a song, or I start doing my drum groove and I load a kick sample, right? And then I pull up an instrument and I start goofing around on the keys and I come up with something I like, just based off of the drum groove that I had going and what kind of just comes naturally, right? Well, what happens in that instance is I have to backtrack. I have to go double check, or I should, what key am I playing in? What pitch or what key is my kick tuned to? And that's why I like to start with the melodic content, because if I know, hey, I'm playing in the key of A minor, I need a kick that's in A minor. So I better go find a sample that's in A minor. I better make one that's in A minor, instead of having to go back and be like, oh, okay, what's going on? Because some people may not have the speakers or the listening environment to hear what a out of tune kick does, but it just completely destroys your low end. So that's another reason why I like starting with the melodic content. I know what my key of my song is before I even do the kick. It really helps the kick kind of stand out and be big, because it's not conflicting with your other bass frequencies. So some best way for me to explain this: let's say I'm playing in the key of C, right? That's all white keys on the piano. I feel like most of us know that. Let me pull up the keyboard here. I don't do this often in Logic, so I think it's musical typing. All right, so you see all these white keys right here? This is like the key of C on your piano, right? I think it actually has, okay, right here. So all these white keys are that's you playing in the key of C. It means you can hit any of those white keys and you're going to sound like you're in tune and know what you're doing. If you hit one of those black keys, you're going to sound like you made a mistake. So let's say you're writing a song in the key of, your kick is in one of these black keys. Let's say your kick is a G sharp, which is right here, where my mouse is. And then let's say you start writing a melody in C major. G sharp is not in that scale. Now, whether you can hear it or not on your headphones, your monitors, and your Project Studio or whatever, if your song ever gets played in like a club or a big speaker format, which is the goal, right, it starts to wash away the bass. So I'm going to be done harping on this now, but try starting with the melodic content. It makes the rest of the process just a little bit easier. Other than that, just keep it simple. Don't try to do too many things. Don't try to stack 5 kicks to get one good kick sound, that sort of thing. If you have to do that, if it starts to seem like it's a really hard, drawn-out process, you're doing something wrong. So maybe start to revisit these other tutorial videos that we're going to be checking out. So in the next section, we're going to discuss finding a good kick. So I'll see you there.